When you're willing to quit, you can get perspective. And as it turns out, it looks just like this. That brick wall, it has edges. And all I had to do was figure out how to design around them. So that's what I did. I quit. I quit the team, not the sport. And I trained on my own in Milwaukee. I shot the gun and I focused on one thing and one thing only, skating this track. Figured maybe I can skate less distance and maybe I can make the top 16 and maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. So something interesting occurred. It's run pursuit style. So you've got another skater with you, about 5.5 seconds ahead. And 3 laps in, I could suddenly see my pair skater, and he was really good at this event. In fact, he was third in the Olympic trials the year before when I was fourth. And I thought to myself, well, he must be out of shape. 4 laps in, 5 laps in, 6 laps in, the judges wave him aside, and I'm going by him. And that's when I noticed the change in the atmosphere. Usually it's loud, there's a lot of people talking, and all that was happening now was quiet, except for lap times. And there were faces pressed up against the glass, and I didn't know what was happening. And so I just focused on finishing the race, and I finished lap 7, and then lap 8, and then lap 9. And I went through the finish line, and I coasted around the corner, and my coach had jumped the wall and was standing out there. I almost bowled him over, and he's got his stopwatch up. He's like, "What the hell have you been doing?" I said, "I've been sick." He's like, "No, you don't understand. You just broke your personal record by 5 seconds. You just skated 2 seconds faster than the national American record. You just skated faster than the world record." But everybody that does it, that quits for the right reasons, says the same thing. That was the best thing I ever did.
Today, I'm with silver medalist John Coyle. John, I've never tried speed skating before, but thanks for coming down to show me how to do this awesome sport.
My pleasure. It's not easy, though. You know this, right?
I've heard.
So we're not going to go right on the ice. We're going to do a little demo here first. So the first step is knowing what the position is. It is bent all the way down like this.
Okay.
Now, on one leg.
We can hold it longer.
Perfect. The second step is that you have to do that while leaning over at 70 degrees.
Oh, it's like a disco move. Yeah, I did this one last night, actually.
Perfect. You have passed the test.
Sweet.
It's time to get some skates on, get out on the ice, and try it out there.
See you on the ice.
Experiential time is anything but linear. It speeds up, it slows down, it stops. And we've all experienced this, right? You've all been to a long business meeting where you've been there for what seems like 3 hours and you look at your watch, only 20 minutes has gone by. And the inverse is true, right? When you have a great friend coming in from out of town, you sit down with them, you have a drink, you're at dinner, and you look at your watch 20 minutes later and 3 hours have gone by, right? But the thing that really made me crazy and I really started focusing on is this notion that time itself was accelerating and that life was speeding up. Anybody here in the room feel that? Yeah, 98% of adults feel this. 98%. So life is not only short, it's actively getting shorter. Well, I've got some bad news for you. I've graphed this, I've done the math, and it's a lot worse than you think. So according to this table, I'm half done, right? And I look around this room, and probably the average age in this room probably isn't entirely different. There's a range, but you're approximately in the same place. So you're half done, right? Wrong. No. There's no such thing as chronological time. So you've got to plot this according to experiential time, the way we actually experience time. And how the hell do you do that? Is there a moment, a minute in your life of such scintillating, extravagant importance, is so meaningful that you would trade a year of days for it? A year of days for it. A minute for a year. Well, the good news is I personally have lived the value of a year and a moment, and I have sadly lived the value of a moment in a year. And for everybody, these event horizon events are different, right? Maybe it's the first time somebody said, "I love you" to you, or your first kiss, or the birth of your child, or maybe it's the dying last words of someone you love as you hold their hand. But these events exist in the universe, and they bend and they warp time, and they can create time.